Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the main event. Well, that's what I'd be saying if I was actually going to host the event. Welcome, all of you guys, to the first opening of the what I like to call the Bent event, but that's not the official name of it. And so, welcome. This is kind of the first rendition. Well, actually, publicly, it's the second rendition of the world because the first rendition was with friends asking, what would you like? What should we do? What do we need to add? And then I went to work and I added a bunch of things. So, why are we making this? Well, we have a few friends who have full body tracking and are really good at making WWE moves and are very capable of throwing each other around. So we figured, what better way than to create an arena for them to put on a show, like a proper show, like a good old fashioned 1920s show. And so we made the arena. And so, welcome to the arena. It's a beautiful facility. There's not much going on here. It's so beautiful. Would you like a look around? I think you do. All right. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that our camera is smooth, because I am not smooth. All right, so let's go into the locker room where our creators or our event staff will be able to get ready to play. And they'll have a mirror that they can turn on. Get ready with their own view. Okay, and then they get all jazzed up, hyped up, and burst on stage. Don't mind that. I know all about that mistake. Anyway, up there's a control booth, and that's where the music and the Jumbotron gets managed. And the Jumbotron is pretty cool. It's basically a video player from all angles and sides and attacks. And the lighting, of course, is centric with the times. We love this view of elegancy, and it's really beautiful the way we're handling the world. So, as per the standard norm, a lot of the same textures you would see from the bent queue. But this is not the bent queue. This is really just an extension of the bent queue because our goal is to have an entirely immersive WaterWolf facility. And this is just the expansion of the next portion of it. So when people first join in the what I like to call currently the bent event, I need a better name, I really do. They'll be presented with the standard welcome to, well, that needs to be updated, but it's basically a welcome placard, the two crew, and if you want to go back to the bent queue, which I need to modify where that is. But what will happen is they'll get presented with this, and then their first initial expose is down here behind the line, and there's a barrier here, so it's a visual thing. So people are forced to kind of walk this way, but they are welcome to get the kind of a first dose of the facility. And then there'll be a garage here for the car, kind of like a prohibition type of logic. And people can go upstairs using the fully compliant ADA ramp because stairs are just too much pain in the ass. And then you'll have a beautiful view from up top of the fight and arena with the Jumbotron. And of course, I put a kind of a welcome balcony where either A, people can expose themselves here. You know, I am the wrestler from up high, and I'm gonna jump down. Rah! Welcome. Ah! So that's the goal here, is to get that going. Now, we have some backstage stuff. So let me turn the camera around. All right. Some first class seating. They're not permanent yet. I'm not sure if I like this setup just yet. And then we have some kind of like upper backstage, because a lot of people are complaining that they want to be able to see from afar or from near. I want to make sure that there's no bad seats in the house. So having a raised platform allows people to see. And what I've learned is not everybody is an extrovert, so not everybody's going to be right up on stage. Some people will want to hide in the back, and that's okay. So I want to make sure that their seat's good too. But that's the first half of the forward of the area. I really feel like I need to modify this. In fact, I'm not exactly centered here, and it's bugging me pretty immensely. So I'll have to work on that. But yeah, this is kind of where we're at so far. Oh, I didn't show you the control room. We're going to go up our fully compliant ADA ramp yet again. And go over here to the room that will be controlled. So we have a standard video player to where if people want to create a queuing system, they can add a whole bunch of YouTube. Although something to note is you don't have to use YouTube. We can actually use non-compiled MP4 files that are hosted. So for a lot of the events that I'm going to do, I'm going to host a lot of these videos and whatnot, so that way the Quest players can watch the Jumbotron. Because what happens is, more times than not, Quest players will show up and they'll see the video player, they'll see the controls, but nothing plays and they don't know why. And the reason is very simple. Quest cannot play YouTube videos. And it's not because it can't play it, it's because in VR chat, the YouTube device is basically, it goes to YouTube, it finds the YouTube video, it rips the YouTube video using a plugin or a service that converts the video into a localized file that can play inside of VR chat. However, the Quest cannot do that. It just doesn't have the capacity as far as to transcode it. So it doesn't, and it won't. However, the Quest can run direct URL to MP4 files. So if you have a video that you want to host somewhere, you can paste that in the player and the Quest players will see it. That's the truth. And we've tested this and it works just fine. So all the tools that people create, these wonderful player tools, they're not Quest broken. They're really not. Instead, they are just limited by the inability to play YouTube. And ironically, everybody uses YouTube. So be mindful if you ever run events that you got to host your videos. You know, spend some coin, spend the $9 a month for some simple hosting and put a few videos up that can direct URL. But why are we making this? Well, again, we have a few friends that are full body tracking, absolutely full body tracking, and it's wonderful. So what they have done in the BentQ in our previous video is they were wrestling about, showing us their player space, and basically saying, you know what, we're fully game. Let's do this. This sounds fun. So here I went to work, and we created the arena. So I'm really hopeful that this is going to be a fun event. Now, will it be? I don't know. But it'll be fun to try. And it'll be a cool world to hang out in, too. So, always as usual, the 2 a.m. streams are always fun. Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. But at the same time, it's a recorded YouTube video, so you will be able to see it later. You guys have a great night. And on that note, take a look at the event.